one's x is less than or equal to 0. This one's x is greater than 0. So here I would start with 0, 0, because 0 plugged in gives you 0, and it's closed there. And then less than 0, so maybe negative 1, and I plug that in, I get negative 1 back out, so negative 1, negative 1. So there's the part of that graph. The e to the x, and remember what e to the x looks like. It's an asymptote here, and then it comes up, and it's a growth. So at 0, e to the 0 is 1. So I'd have 0, 1, but it's an open dot there. And then I'd plug in probably 1. This is where I was telling you really don't need a calculator, because e to the first is just e, which is approximately 2.7. So 1, somewhere around here. And remember what that you have to understand what that graph looks like, right? So you know how to connect this in. But that's it. What? No. Yes, and you get e. Yeah. How you put what? Yes. Yes. So like number 35 would be, it moves to the right 10 units. Like 37. That's a logistic. You want to have that, but that's got the 3 on top instead of the 1 on top, right? So what does the logistic function, what does the equation for the logistic function look like? 1 over 1 plus e to the negative x. So the only thing different is you multiplied it by 3. Do I have the wrong book? For 37? The parent function here is 1 over 1 plus e to the negative x. So the only difference is this 3 up top, which means I multiplied by 3. Well, when you multiply the whole function by something, that's a vertical stretch. So this would be a vertical stretch. Well, yeah, that's from algebra 2. If it says, how does it relate? Yes. It's a possibility. Because it's to the whole thing, and it's bigger than 1. Possibly. We do not need one more day. What'd you say, Robert? How do what? This is the same thing we were talking about at lunch. Whenever you have, like, if it was cubed. Horizontal shift, vertical shift. What good's a picture gonna do you now?
So I can like memorize it in like 30 seconds.
Yes. Discontinuity. Discontinuity is the place where you have a hole or an asymptote. It's a place where it's disjointed from the graph.
Oh, I got it now.
hole, which is removable. Jump. Infinite. There's the vertical asymptote. If there's more than one piece, yes. 52. This is a piece of a parabola, only when I'm less than -1. Absolute value of x if x is between -1 and 1. And the integer, which is the step function of x, if x is greater than or equal to 1. I'll start with the parabola portion. Knowing what a parabola, especially the parent parabola there, looks like, we should all know that. Cold, if I plug in -1, I get 1. That's an open dot. If I plug in something smaller, maybe -2, I get 4. Be way up here. So there's that piece of parabola there as it kind of curves up.
You don't write the other one?
No, because it says only when x is smaller than -1. This is where x is -1, so it's only that part of it. This one is going to be between -1 and 1. And remember what this one looks like. This is the one. Here's 1. That does this. Right?
Oh, that one was a V.
So it what? If this is 1, it does this, but it includes your -1. Oh! I'm doing integer first. I'm sorry. I'm watching Carter and getting distracted. This is a V. This is your absolute value. Sorry. At -1, I get 1, and at 1, I get 1. Included, excluded, but you have to know that this is the V portion. So you'd have to know your vertex there. What? Well, you only have to do the part that's between -1 and 1. Because that's what it tells me to do. Now I'm going to do the integer when x is bigger than 1. Yes. And integer does this all the way over bigger than 1. And it continues doing that. Yeah. Graph the domain or state the domain? The domain on this one is negative infinity to infinity. Left to right. Because this keeps going. Discontinuity happens when you lift your pencil up to draw it. So I'm going. Up. Nope. Up. Now I have to lift my pencil up. So there's your jump discontinuity. It's not from line to line unless there's a hole there. You don't. It would be a hole. That's exactly right. You can just put.
Is it A and then the sign and then the Z, or is it like an X?
It's KX, where K is an integer.
Oh, yes. That's what it is.
Or you can just do ... -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, ... On this one, 0 to infinity. The other side goes up forever. 0 to infinity. Yeah, so this would be decreasing because as I move left to right, it's decreasing. So decreasing would be from negative infinity until I hit 0. Then I start increasing here, right? So my increasing is from 0 to 1. And then what happens here at 1 is I become constant. So that would be constants from 1 to 1, from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, and so on. Yeah.
But how do we write so on and so on?
No change. It doesn't go up or down as you move across. It's a horizontal line.
So how do we write so on and so on?
Dot, dot, dot.
Because it goes from 0 to 1.
Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. It starts at 1 to 2.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah. Woo.
Say that again?
Go. Yeah, it is.
I mess up because it's hard when you have 5 million people yelling different things at you. So, but I do still expect you to do it right. For what now? This is the INT part. No, it keeps going. What else? Not today. Yes. 63.
Oh, yeah, okay.
63 says, which of the following is increasing on the interval negative infinity to infinity? And you've got all these different options. So the first one is the square root of 3 plus x. Is that increasing always all the time? Well, what does that look like? Right, that's that thing. We know that it looks like that, right? Even if you don't understand how it shifted, even if you don't remember what that means, you still know it can't always be increasing because it's got a starting point, right? So that one's out. It is because it's opposite whenever you add or subtract to x. B is integer of x, and we just said the integer function is what? It's a constant. It's not increasing or decreasing, so it can't be that. Increasing, decreasing intervals. No, the whole analysis you need to know. For each parent function, huh? For the parent functions, yeah. For your must-know functions, you could. What do you mean? This is just on 1-3. So this is just the 12 functions in their analysis. And then anything with it, like the piecewise and stuff. The second one is 2x squared. Well, 2x squared we know is a parabola that does like this. It's not always increasing, right? Because it goes decreasing, then increasing. So it's not that one. Sin x, this is the one y'all hate, but even not knowing anything about it, you know it's a wave. So it's increasing, decreasing, increasing, decreasing. So it's not that one either. So the only other one I have left is this logistic function, which y'all don't really know that one yet, but you do know that that shape like that, it's always increasing as you go. So it's E, not today. It will be on your chapter 1 test, but not today. Or the logistic, no. Because this is the first time you've ever seen those, I wasn't throwing it on there. 2x squared is a parabola, opens up. Well, it says which ones are increasing negative infinity to infinity. Well, but look, this is decreasing here. It goes down and down. So always increasing. So if you look at this logistic function, it's always going up as you move left to right. All right, I think we do it. F of x equals x squared when x is less than or equal to 0, or x when X
No,
is.
the other way around. X was on top.
Alright, well this was
Oh.
one version, okay? So this one should have been 0, 0, negative 1, 1. It was a half of a parabola here, and then the absolute value here, 1, 1 went straight like that.
Oh, that's why I had the opposite right. That's why I
Okay.
had that. Nobody had this question.
Yes, this was the one with the reciprocal.
Oh, this was the old one.
Then if you had the absolute value graph one, your piecewise was again at 0, 0, there's a solid dot less than negative 1, negative 1. So it does this, and then this side is 1, 1, and it does
I did
this.
opposite. Freaking A.
And it's only worth 20 points.
Miss McGee.
Only 20.
So the reciprocal one, you needed at least the point 1, 1 and negative 1, negative 1. It hugs like this. And then, what else about it? You just want to see the graph? Yeah.
I get half credit.
Not all 10 points, no.
Miss McGee,
We'll
I
see.
did negative 1.
I don't know how many till I look at them. I don't want to tell you and then tell you wrong.
Miss McGee.
All right, let's do. Okay. I don't know. All right, let's take some notes so we can get ready for another quiz.